Hello, this is a video about Zach. So Zach was a guy that I met on the LA River when I was just biking with a beach cruiser to this park that's like right where Long Beach ends. And but Zach stopped me in the middle of it, and he wanted me to do him a favor, to go up to this homeless guy and tell him that he needs to go to the bank and he needs for him to take care of his stuff. But so I did that. I sent some messages back and forth. Mm. Then Zach talked a lot. Um, he said that we could be friends. Like it was like obvious that we had to be friends. Anyways, we did become friends for a while, for like 3 days. Um, then I followed him to the bank with my bike. I wasn't riding my bike. I was just walking with it, and I even waited like 3 hours or 4 hours in an alley, sleeping in the alley, because just waiting for him to get back from his house, and he did come back, and I even let him borrow my bike one time, the first time I met him, to go to the store, and then he came back with my bike without stealing it, even though he took a long time, like 50 minutes. So, um, so I trust Zach a lot. I trust him with my life, actually. I would, and if he was my friend right now, but he's not my friend anymore. As of 2024, November 2024. Oh no, December 2024. The first of December. Anyways, Zach. He was a white boy, very white. Maybe not light white skinned, but very light skinned, of course. Uh, so Zach took me to the bank first, but the bank was closed, and but he. I remember that. I'll tell you. And then we went to, and then he told me to wait in the alley for 4 hours or 5 hours, and I did wait in the alley. I was in some residential alley in between houses, but people didn't mind. I was with my bicycle, and then I Zach had some Xanax, and he would, every time he would show the Xanax, he kept dropping it, like, but he kept saying that it was the shit, like, yeah, this is from Mexico, and so he kept showing off his Xanax, and then later that night, he brought like a bunch of shoes with him and clothing, and he gave me some clothing to wear, and he was just crazy with it. He really brought a lot of stuff, and I had a bicycle, so I was able to put some stuff on my bike. I was, it's the same bike I have now. Um, And then I followed him into the night. We just kept walking and walking. I don't know where to. He wasn't being clear about where we were going to. So at some point, I ended up. He just kept like tying his shoes or tying his waist belt, like really untying it and then tying it. And he was just wasting his time with that. So I ended up sleeping on the sidewalk with my bicycle, with my bicycle, and he just left me. But I had some his phones with me and some of his shoes and clothing and backpacks. Shitty, they're pretty shitty. I think they're, but and they were in shitty quality. Anyways, a week passed, and then I ended up calling him or calling. No, no, I ended up going to the address that he gave me over where his house is at, and then I went there with my bicycle one day, and I I I told him to give him these phones that he left with me. I told they were like one phone did have service, but the phone was really shitty. The phone was shitty, and uh, but it was on the point of breaking the phone. And then we ended up hanging out like a day later or something. And I even gave him the phone that I have that my mom found, which is a phone that had service for months and months and months. And I'm pretty sure it still has service. Like someone is just paying for that phone bill and they're not even using it. It's part of a family plan. And I gave him that phone that has service all the time. Um, and I'm pretty sure he ended up breaking it. Like not completely, but he cracked the screen. I think. But I hope he's still using it. He's still using it to this day. I hope. It's been like 8 months since I've seen him or something like that. Anyways, Zach is awesome. Zach is great. Zach is God. Um. Anyways, we ended up hanging out like one day, again, and I gave him a phone and ended up, and that night he ended up like saying, "I can't have let you leave to Compton late at night. What if you die? I can't live with that, dude. I couldn't live with that." That's what he said. Like he couldn't live with me. He couldn't live with me. He couldn't live with me. Uh, uh, or dying at night. So I stayed with him the whole night until the morning, until 6 o'clock in the morning. And I had a job with my dad that on that day, and we hung out, and he just kept talking to homeless people, and I followed him, and he would we sometimes we would follow homeless people, or homeless people would follow us. And he would like always joke around, even though he seemed serious about narcanning people, and he would joke around about like, why are you so fucking crazy, homeless person? Why the fuck? I don't get like this off meth. He said, and Zach he swore that no, don't do meth, buddy, don't do it. But we ended up buying meth that night from this guy. His name was Jalisco. He had like a white eye, a young guy. He said he did fentanyl for a long time, since he was 18, pretty much. Um, and you could just tell that he had an early death. Uh, so his name was Jalisco. Zach gave him his old phone. He ended up playing music on it, on the Obama phone, and someone ended up giving Zach a bicycle. They were like, it was a homeless person. He was just like, yeah, fuck it, whatever, like he just gave him his bicycle. So now me and Zach had a bike, which was awesome. Then by the end of the time that we ended up hanging out,